All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's see if we can get this thing going. Oh, I don't need this over here. I can go over here for sure. All right, let's check in on the chat. Morning, chat. And I think we're good to go. One more thing I have to check. Oh. All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Darkpool Algo, and welcome to another morning watchlist building session. It is the first of the month, September 1st, 2021, and we're going to try to find some stocks and options that have an opportunity to make a greater than expected move today. We're going to be using the Smart Money Dark Pool and Block Trade algorithm software provided by those traders over at FlowTrade. If you have not seen it yet, this is what it looks like. And what does it do? It lets us see what large smart money institutions, hedge funds, big boys are doing in the market before the market actually has to react to it. This is the only predictive indicator out there. Everything else is lagging. This shows us, play by play what's happening. For example, if a stock is selling off and the algorithm is buying into it, we know that that divergence is going to have to play out, so we try to play to that divergence. Okay. If you have any requests, comments, anything like that, make sure you leave them in the chat or in the comment section of the video. I'm going to be using that comment section to start sourcing some information. Obviously, I can look at tickers all day long, but I have a tendency to start going a little bit blind to things and forgetting about plays because I see so many of them during the day. So I'm really trying to focus on what the community is looking at and, obviously try to help some people out. So with that being said, before we get going, all I ask in return is you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if you notice, I moved my camera. I was looking over here, now I got to start looking over here. So, all good things, and let's see, the chat's working. Oh, my neck hurts. Okay, if I look over here, it's going to be because I'm looking at the chat. So going through this stuff this morning, I had a couple that I'd come across, and I'm not really super thrilled on the list. I've got, here's a short list. Oh, I forgot to do the news. Dang it, it's slipping. All right, let me just go ahead and pop up the futures so that we can see what those look like. Maybe I deleted it. Oh no. Maybe I got rid of it last night. I was going through and doing a bunch of chart cleanup, and I think I might have got rid of it. I think I might have got rid of my futures charts. That's gonna suck. And if I did, I'm gonna have to rebuild them, and that's really gonna suck. Alright, well, we're just gonna skip the futures for dang it, I deleted it. Oh, alright, so that means we gotta go over here and check out futures on our futures charts. We'll just use this one. So skills is setting up for a squeeze play today. It's up a couple dollars in pre-market. Closed at 11.77. It's at 14 now. So with that being said, typically when those squeeze plays happen, like with SPRT, Be Big, I typically like to get shares, less volatility, and I can manage my position a little easier. Okay, so it looks like the ES just decided it wanted to rip overnight after it sold off. So it sold off down into, or excuse me, this is the NQ. Sold off down into support at 15.585 and is currently up. Looks like it's up approximately, I don't know, like 1 point from the close yesterday. All right, well, let's see. Futures. Dude, I'm really bummed that I cleared out that chart. Man, I put a lot of work into that, and I gotta redo it. All right, NQ, is this an inverse head and shoulder possibly forming on the daily, or is it a head and shoulders forming on the daily? Intraday, it looks like definite head and shoulders, or inverse head and shoulders. So we've got left shoulder, head, or right shoulder, right, long over the neckline, which is 45.37. It should be interesting in how this plays out today. Let's see. So we sold off the last couple days. We're currently rising. We went from Darvis box low, almost tested Darvis box high yesterday. We did pull back to VWAP. All right. Looks like we're maintaining VWAP barely. So it should be an interesting day. Maybe we can make up some of the ground that we lost yesterday over the last couple days. Looking to take out 45.40 as the high. Let's see what the Russell's doing. Russell's selling off, which doesn't surprise me. The Russell just can't seem to get going. It's like the, you know, the redheaded stepchild of the futures. So it closed below the Darvis box. Now, does that mean we come back down and test the daily cloud bottom at 2279? Very possibly. We have a support at 2282. Break below that, and I think we're going to get a very good dip buy on the Russell. So I'm going to be looking to dip buy the Russell. NQ on the daily is just can't stop, won't stop. This thing just has no stop in it. Yeah, I don't even know how to play this. Looking for, I'd play pullbacks on tech for rips today. Okay, Amazon up. Looks like 20 points overnight. Forgot to grab the news. That sucks. Yeah, I'm gonna grab the news over here. All right, I'm gonna check in on the chat. Morning. All right, peeps, let's do this. Let me get the news pulled up, and then we'll go from there. This is interesting. I'm so bummed I killed my futures overview charts. Oh, so mad. Maybe I have them saved. I've got this new laptop that I'm trying to get set up, so I'm trying to move everything over to that. Oh, and by the way, did you know that TOS simulated trading is super fast? Like, it's like normally I have an issue with TOS lagging on me. Wow, that thing's just bananas quick. Bananas quick. All right. Let's see. I'm checking out. All right, so Asian market. All right, so the Asian market rose overnight, which is good. So it looks like everything up. Everything's up overnight. We've got some new earnings coming into play. No super news. Let's see. I feel like we've got unemployment numbers coming out. That's right. So I think if unemployment's down, the market's going to rip. Neo. So Neo fell yesterday, right? Even though their production numbers are up. So Neo may be a good bounce play. Let's check out Neo. Neo. Oh, look at that. Ooh, down at the 4-hour bottom. Huh. Yeah, look at that. That's a massive drop. So let's keep an eye on Neo. It's going to be super volatile today. Xpeng, which is XPEV, which is another competitor of Neo. I believe they do charging systems. Not exactly sure what they do. They're going to come down and test 41 at least. So keep an eye on that. Walmart intends to make grocery delivery available to customers in New York. That could make more Walmart move a little bit. Yeah. So Riot files for a stock shelf of up to 600 million. So Riot is going to be reactive to that. That's an ugly chart. Ugh. Ooh, Intuit is in talks to buy MailChimp for $10 billion. That's bullish. Bullish for sure. Off the daily bottom, room to the 4-hour top. There's a $5 move there. So we'll keep an eye on Intuit. They move $10 a day. So I keep forgetting my list. Keep forgetting my list. All right, we want to check out. We want to check out Intuit Neo XPEV. See if there's any other news. Teva Pharmaceuticals said the U.S. FDA accepted the new application for a schizophrenia drug. Could be some news. Oh, this is new. This is bullish. Robinhood said the SEC was reviewing a filing of share sale by a group of its shareholders. Shares of the newly public company had taken a hit in early August, while investors sold 98 million shares, noting the company did not receive any of the proceeds. Oh, all right. So Hood's gonna move off of that. Skills, Ripper. I totally wanted to buy into Skills at the close yesterday, but I got just anyway. Skills just broke above the 200 SMA on the 5-minute chart, so we're gonna keep an eye on Hood, see how it reacts to the news, and there we go. You want a short crowd today? Let's see. Want a short crowd strike today? Where's my dang chart? I'm gonna break my neck doing that. All right. All right. So here's the chat. You want a short crowd strike today? Actually did yesterday for a lot of play into earnings. What should I be looking for this morning? Okay, so the question is CrowdStrike. Did they have earnings, and how were their earnings? Let's check it out. Ooh. Check it out. CrowdStrike looks What do we got going on here? All right, so they sold off into. Oh, so here's the earnings. So they had dividend and earnings. Is that what we're seeing here? Let me check something real quick. I mean, the trend is very bullish still. All right, so looks like they're getting upgrades, right? So they got an upgrade and you want to short it? Okay, so look at this. So it's currently resting at the 4-hour bottom, or is this a 15? All right, so it's at the 15-minute bottom, which is a very 15 bottom, 127 retracement bottom. That's support. With, I don't know how they did with earnings, but they got upgraded, right? Looks like that got upgraded today across the board. So typically when yeah, like, hold on, let me just check out the news. So they beat on earnings. They got an upgrade. They don't really have any competitors other than Sentinel-1. They're at support 278, right? I don't know if that run was built into it. Let's see. A little oversold, kind of neutralish across the board. We got a 2-day and 3-day squeeze coming up. 10 4-hour squeeze. Those should all fire bullishly. This is a daily Keltner channel cloud. It's currently resting within it, right? I don't know how far you want to short it, but it's got support 268. Since then it's made higher lows and higher highs. I'll have to look on one more chart, but on the daily it looks like it's forming a bull flag, right? Pull back. Like this looks bullish to me. However, the intraday MACDs are all pointed down, so yeah, let's see. You may get a flush at the open to about 278. Oh, it's right at 271. Hold on. Let's check it. All right, so it's sold off. Dead cat bounced. Rip pullback, consolidating. And this is a good one. Let's check out the algo. Let's check out the algo. Super whipsaw. This is the pullback. Like it's at the 4-hour bottom, weekly mid, daily bottom, right? So there's a little congestion here on its way back up to 280. Did space rip overnight? I knew it was going to do that. Ugh. So a dead cat bounced to bull flag, right? Slingshot squeeze. Like it looks very bullish. I do think that it could come back down to the 21 EMA at some point. All right, I see what you're talking about here. So yeah, okay, I see what you're talking about. So it's got a longer term support right at 263. Below that, it's got rising 200 and point of control at 255. I guess it all depends on if earnings was baked into this, pre-market or the anticipatory run. The algo will give us some insight. All right. Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying now. So we have gap to fill. The algo's not selling. Kind of trading with price action a little bit up until yesterday where the bullish divergence did occur. These block trade levels are going to be important. So use those as your guides. Let me mark them up for you real quick. And then we'll go. All right, so 278.77 was the close. Obviously, it's below that. It's currently trading at 272, right? These are the blocks that we need to look out for. I like that there's a massive gap that needs to be filled. So if you're thinking short, right, you got this gap that'll need to be filled eventually at some point. I like how the algo is pointed down, right? There is that divergence. We're at 272 right now. So we're kind of in this middle area with 267.03 as support. Below that, we have a regular block trade at 260. If it breaks 260, obviously it's going to fall back down. I mean, it should come back down and test this gap at a gap fill. But all right, so if it break, for me, if I was going to short it, a break at 267.63 would be falling out of the 4-hour cut line channel bottom, and you would want to look for this kind of a move here. Where's my thing? Okay, so if we fall out of the bottom, we're going to come back up and back test 268 for continued move down, right? That's kind of the move, right? So a fall through to pull back to down. Contrarian, like if we want to look at it the other way, we would need to like I think this may be the path. This may be the path to long. Right, and then we just chop. Oop. Okay. Yeah, there's two different ways. I think the path to the downside actually looks less resistance, and it would be pulling back to the 8 EMA and the 21. Like, it does want to revert to the mean, obviously. However, the primary MACDs, the daily and the weekly, are pretty strong. So that's, you know, those. If I had to put my money on a MACD level, the daily and the weekly being up would at least lead me to think that it may chop around at this level for a little bit. Does that help? So I've given you some levels: 268. You know, basically previous lows 267.58. So if we break below these levels here, right, the next logical move would be back testing it and then a continued move to the downside. Contrarian or bullish sentiment would be if we break above, you know, that little level there, we would kind of back test it and continue to move to the upside. The mean is going to be, right, it wants to pull back to the mean. It has that rising support. We're at where are we at right now? 272.40. So hopefully that helps. You know, rising RSI, rising MACD on the, you know, the 15-minute chart. I think it looks bullish, but based on what you told me, it looks bearish. So, okay, hopefully that helps. Now let's go ahead and jump into some stocks. Hit me up now if you've got requests. If not, I'm going to grab some off of this list here that I think may have a good time today. Going to keep an eye on Asian stocks simply because I think that they're going to make a move here in the next little while. Okay. Okay, I need a new. Let's see. How do I do this? Really thinking about moving off a TradeStation or TradingView. Let's see. Create new watch list. And we're going to call that daily stream. Did it do it? Oh, sweet. I got it. Yay. All right, so I'm interested in NEO. NEO had bad earnings, right? Is this a continued move to the downside, or does this slingshot MACD squeeze release to the upside? Like, speaking of pulling back to the mean, we're looking at a daily golden crossover. Pull back to the mean for NEO would be 40.68. There's a $3 move, right? Just does it recover off of these numbers? We'll have to see. Support, right? It's got this little demand zone right here that it's testing. So that's NEO. Okay. Stocks, NEO, Baba, and Baidu. Not super impressed with any of those. Duke. All right, we got some divergence on Duke, DUK. Looks like it has been pretty much moving with price action, attempting to break out of this little wedge that it's formed for itself. Got a regular block trade at 105.08. The algo's been pretty much steady buying for the last, since it diverged back on the 23rd. Right, so let's go ahead and show you what that looks like. So we've got net buying. Algo's consolidating right now when it's flat like this. Oh, come on, I chose this one. Right, when it's flat like this, it's consolidation. Look for chop. As far as technically, it looks like it's just been in this little wedge for a couple days. We do have a regular block trade at 105.08 that's kind of providing a little magnet support and resistance. I'm looking for that algo to curl up and break upwards. If it does, I'm looking to get in on a break of 105.08 or this downtrend, or the wedge that it's in. I thought I looked to see if this had monthly options. I can't remember if it did. There are weekly options. All right, so it's struggling with this directional SMA line, which is currently in a downtrend. Negatively stacked moving averages. A little bit of a slingshot squeeze getting ready to fire over neutral on RSI. MACD is negative and decreasing on the daily and the 15-minute. So it's either going to range bound chop from 106 to 104.30 or 50, just in that area, which really sucks, until it can break out above. It may be until this squeeze releases. So we may be a little early on this one, may need another day or two. I'd be targeting VWAP, or excuse me, I'd be targeting the mean at 106.28. 106.28 is kind of this no man's land. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a. There we go. Oh, this is another one of those that just chops back and forth. Oh, if this thing had good options, you could make a lot of money playing both sides on this one. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and set my supply zone levels. Kind of a large supply zone. We'll just keep an eye on that. And then obviously we've got our demand zone that it's just hanging out in. It's like stuck at the bus stop, doesn't want to move. I don't know, it's reading a good book or something, but yeah. It can move pretty chunky, and when it does, it looks pretty decent. Yeah, with that algo being diverged but consolidating, I have to go back to a technical analysis on it, and it looks range bound. If we can get above yesterday's high, 105.61 or 105.50, then I'd look to go long. I'm gonna go ahead and drop an alert here, right at 105.50, and create an alert. If we break through it, touch it, right? Sharp Tesla, no. Duke rip. Check Duke. I need to figure out how to do some presets on these, because I don't like having to set it up each time, right? Does that make sense? Okay, so I've got an alert set that if Duke breaks above 105.50, I'm going to look to go long. That would represent a reversion to the 21 VWAP and point of control. That would set us up for a trend reversal to continue to go long. Okay. All right. So I lost the chat. Sorry. Still working on getting all this set up on the new new layout here. Just keep that. Maybe we'll keep that there for now. All right. Yes, let's check out Zoom. Zoom. Thank you for reminding me. I look at so many charts, I forget to check out the basic ones. We're going to check out Docs as well. Neo. Not super thrilled with what's going on with Neo. It used to be such a great stock. It would move identical to Tesla. All right, Zoom. Yes, Zoom bullish. Okay, let's formulate some plays on Zoom. So earnings dead cap bounce. We got a block trade at 292.15. That's going to be our decision making area. I'm surprised we don't have any other dark pools coming in, but this 292.15, right? The algo is diverged to the upside, and so 1, 2, it's in its third wave now. We have got a lot of room to move up on Zoom. Nice. Nice call. Don't need that. This. Oh, what happened? How did I close my trend spider chart? Oh, it looks like we had a little bit of a reversal on the... so frustrating. All right, the zoom. All right. Yes, we'll check out SPY 2. Okay. So massive sell-off to consolidation yesterday. We are now positively stacked moving averages. 8's on top of the 21, on top of the 34. We are above the 50. We've got a positive MACD crossover. It's positive and increasing. We're looking for this Bollinger Band squeeze that it just formed to actually release to the upside. Okay, I'm going to be targeting immediately the directional SMA, the 200 at 320. Oh, that's a juicy move. We do have a supply zone to get through right at 305. Okay, so let's just mark this up. Okay, we've got a supply zone coming in. It's kind of a big one. We'll just call that a supply zone. All right, we've got that level there. So there is a move from, there's a $10 move there. Okay, looking good. Ooh, yeah. So as long as we can maintain this support currently coming in, and there, it's pretty good. All right, Zoom likes it. Looks like it's just consolidating overnight. Now, I remember reading an article about this, so let's think about this for a minute. So I guess with Zoom being a solely beer bug stock, right, and people realizing that it couldn't really compete with the big boys, Google, Microsoft, Facebook, I wonder if the sentiment has changed. All right, so we just need to look into this a little bit more. I remember it did drop once before, pretty significantly. Yeah, it's not even at its lows. So it's actually got, or is it? Okay, so it is at its lows. So it's got a little bit more room to the downside, 273. Okay, it's got a lot more room to the upside. So if we use the 21 EMA as a magnet, it could pull back up to VWAP, but it's currently it's at point of control from the highest volume for the month. It's not as easy as it looks. Okay. So maybe we get a rally up to 300. 300 is a good psychological level. So maybe we get a rally to 300. Double bottom. What's the algo showing us? The algo's vertical. Yeah, so I'd feel comfortable looking at Zoom. Potential 300. Let's see what the options look like. They've got to be cheap now. Let's check the options. All right, so we immediately can move to 297. I would look for a breakthrough of 297. So I'd look for a move to 300, back testing 297.50, continued move to 320. We don't have any lower time frame squeezes that are going to help with that. So Those 300s look pretty decent. And let's see what we got here. We could do 300, 310 vertical. That should pay pretty well, right? Or we can just straight buy the Zoom calls. Yeah. Going out, if we went out to monthlies, 320, 340s are still pretty popular. You could also sell a put credit spread. Maybe next week. There's probably some good premium built into it. 285, 280 should give you about $2.50 risk, right? Something just happened with the ES that's falling out overnight. Zoom steadily climbing. Yeah, Zoom's a good call. I will keep an eye on that for sure. Skills, Apple, Uber, and Baidu are all moving pre-market. What's going on with Apple? I've been trading a lot of Apple lately. It's just so bullish. Let's see what's going on with Uber. I know Uber had some news yesterday. Uber's dropping. Baidu. Okay. Ooh, I see you, Baidu. Okay, so I'm looking at Baidu. I'm going to go. If the algo has got some divergence, we're going to look at Baidu for a long. MACDs are all positive, increasing. It's moving pre-market. We got good bullish divergence. Here we go. Here we go. We got another one. Just move this. All right, we're going to be checking out Baidu. We've got bullish divergence. We're currently at a block trade level. 157.02 is where we closed at. We closed above it, which is good, right? Below us, we've got a regular block trade level coming in at 152.50, right? That's good support. The algo has been pretty steadily net buying over the last couple weeks, as you can see by this directional yellow line right here. Going to keep an eye on the algo, the little curly Q. We'd like it to curl up a little bit more to continue longer term, right? We've got long term. I whiffed on that line, so it has provided good uptrending support with a looks like it's trying. Yeah, a little wedge breakout. So Baidu long, liking it. Let's check it out as far as potential targets. Yeah, Zoom. Oh shit, it gapped overnight. Look at that. Look at that guy go. Look at it go. It's still heavy. I don't know. Let's not get head faked by Zoom on second thought. Looking at some other indicators here. Yeah. All right, so just be careful with Zoom. I do like it to 300. Yeah, all right. Baidu is the next one. I'm running a little late already. All right, so Baidu's 4-hour top. If it can get above 160, then it's got room to breathe, and it'll run to about 162, 163. However, look for this area here, this 160, 159.50. Right, this area is heavily congested of overhead resistance. So if we can melt up through it and come and back test it, then I'd look to go long. So let me just make a note of that. Baidu break of daily, monthly, back test long. Okay. All right. Let's see what's next. There's been a request for SPY. I thought I saw somebody asking for SPY. Okay. All right, SPY. So I went over the futures. So ES is equivalent to SPY. The ES is selling out overnight. SPY's got, you know, obviously you can draw your support and resistance lines from, like, I don't know if this channel makes sense or not. Right. We can come back down and test. Let's see. I'm looking at 452.28 as a pullback level for SPY. Lines up with some previous lows. Right. From a technical analysis standpoint, this would be a healthy pullback for continuing to move to the upside. Right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minute squeeze that will be released once we come back down and find some support. Intraday MACDs are all red, right? So that is an indication that it's pulling back. The algorithm for SPY. The Algo is currently trading with price action, right? We don't need 13 days worth of block trades over the last 3. We can look at this a little closer. So no real divergence to speak of. The Algo is trading with price action. Okay. So if SPY can't break its overhead, you know, little downtrend channel that it's created for itself, right? A little wedge. I think that's, I don't know, best terminology for it. It's got overhead resistance basically. It's got that. Like, it's got that little wedge. Like, it could just sit there and range trade for a little bit. Since there's no significant clear divergence with it, I'm checking it out on, well, let me draw some block trade levels. So we've got regular and dark pearl levels at 452.23. This level here. And then this level here, 451. So if it breaks any of that to the upside, we've got a lot of dark pull overhead resistance. So the path of least resistance would be to the downside for SPY, right? Because we've got a regular block trade level at, you know, here at previous lows at 450.98, and then below that we have a dark pull level at 450.24, right? These are all just coming in with the last couple days. So SPY's path of least resistance would be to the downside. That would allow the algo to cross up and over and maybe bring us higher. Let me give you a screenshot of what the MACD looks like, and then I got to run real quick, wake up my daughter, because obviously she doesn't have an alarm set. Give me 1 second. So that's the SPY MACDs. And while they're heavy on the 4-hour and the 195-minute, right? This 39-minute, like, longer term, they're greenish and bearish. Shorter, I mean, it's starting to become a little top heavy, really. So possible pullback. I would look. I don't know how I'd feel about SPY pulling back today. We've got a couple other things that could run pretty well. This is the ES, right? This is basically SPY overnight. Like I said, it's got room. It's into the daily. It's in this daily cloud. It's got room to come back and test some of these previous lows, right? So if it does fall at the open, once it finds support, it can make a move to continue to go long. So, all right. With that being said, I got to take off. Thanks for joining me. Once again, my name is Darkpool Algo. I am here every morning an hour before the open. If you have any comments section or have any comments, questions, or anything, make sure you hit me up in the comments section below. I try to respond to them as much as possible. Make sure you source that information. We're looking for you to let us know what you're looking at so that we can find plays like Zoom. I didn't even know about it, right? Zoom. There we go. Baidu is another one that we're looking at for today. And I think the final one was Duke, D-U-K. Didn't really get into it, but I've got an alert set if it can break its overhead resistance. So thanks for joining me. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.